All right. So for this particular one, we have one of the episodes of TNG that is, in theory, non supernatural, but in practice, the way the episode plays out, you have super tech being used to do things that, from an in universe perspective, might as well be magic, even by highly advanced super civilization standards. So, the plot here is that an old NASA spaceship um, was attempting to explore outside Earth's solar system. Presumably, this was before World War III, when the US got functionally destroyed as a political entity because it's a NASA mission. Said NASA mission somehow ended up encountering aliens. The ship got destroyed and is now a debris field orbiting the planet. Um, One of the things that's interesting here is that while they mentioned that some sort of energy weapons were used to destroy the ship, they also say something or other about how the crew of the ship, most of them were killed by an alien contaminant, not killed when the ship was destroyed. Uh, hmm. Yeah. No, the episode does not actually explain how that seeming contradiction gets rectified. Have fun with that one. Yeah, if you're writing this as a TTRPG module, um, you don't try to imitate the entire plot. It's a bit confusing because I'm not entirely sure the people who wrote it actually properly made sure it was internally consistent logically. Another thing about this is that this is one of those locations where they cannot beam into the Royale. That doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? We don't actually know. It's actually one of the things that doesn't get explained properly because it's just one of those things where it's like we're attempting to get uh, a transporter pattern to beam to, but we can't. We don't know why. Because when they beam down to this dark void, they're underneath a sheet of methane ice. That yellow thing above them is, yeah, it's a non Earth-like planet, more like Uranus or Neptune, but smaller. Apparently, the writers uh, put the wrong number of zeros for the planet's age, and also the wrong number of zeros for the planet's mass. It's not entirely clear what they actually meant because, one, 72 billion years, that doesn't make sense. And the mass is actually, actually less than Earth's moon. I don't think that's what they meant. Anyway, though, ignoring that because, quite frankly, if you're writing a TTRPG module, you would have no reason to even pay attention to those numbers because you're making up a new thing for a new planet and not this one. Anyways, yes, here, K, Transjovian. Yeah, that sounds about right. Here's an interesting thing because, like, here they do a picture of the planet as a whole. I think that one of these features on here is the other map. This is interesting because this is apparently a picture of the outside of the structure that they walk around in. So, it's an actual building on the surface of the planet. Now, it's a building that At one point, Worf attempts to shoot a hole in one of the walls because they want to leave. They're trying to. They can't beam out of the Hotel Royale. They can talk to the ship with their communicators, but that's about it. Oh, yeah. Also, it says that they did the scan thing to have that, but the structure is there, but somehow invisible. Heh. Yeah, that part. That's one of those things that is kind of weird because like they walk up to it, but all they see from the outside is a revolving door, nothing else, just a black void. Yeah, whoever did this was probably not humanoids, and the core mystery of who did this and why is actually the entire focus of the episode because it is something that does not make sense by human standards. Like building the Hotel Royale uh, so that it will continue functioning flawlessly for hundreds of years. Because yes, this guy has been here. Oh, yeah, he died 283 years ago after he lived here for, I think they said 38 years. So he's been here over 300 years total. And every, the bed that he's in still looks clean and fresh, despite the fact that his corpse has been laying on it, rotting away for 300 years. Oh, yes. This is some super alien stuff that humans don't understand. And while they would like to understand, that will take years of study. Oh, yeah, here it is. Just 38 years. Anyway, though, if I was doing this in a TTRPG module, I would probably not copy the Casino Royale, uh, or even attempt to do the same script with it, because one of the things that they have in here is that the um, crew of the Enterprise need to understand the plot of the book that the aliens used to program the AIs inhabiting the casino. Because the AIs controlling because these are some sort of automatons. They're not flesh and blood beings. They're akin to robots, but they don't have actual minds of their own. They're not sentient. They follow some sort of pre-programmed script that the in-universe logic, it's a very limited one. So that the people on who are the crew of the Enterprise find the book, read the book, which hasn't disintegrated in the 300 years it's been here. Then again, the only thing that has disintegrated in those 300 years is the corpse of Colonel, whatever his name was. Richie. Anyway, Colonel Richie's corpse is the only thing here that actually disintegrated. Some of his clothing did, but only the clothing he was actually wearing. Anyway, yeah, weird. Super alien tech was used here. And that's a very interesting aspect of this, though, is that it's aliens doing alien things for alien reasons and humans trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Because again, it's like, oh, you accidentally killed most of the crew of the ship and destroyed the ship so that the one survivor can't just go home. Okay, but why not, take him home? They don't want to do that. So instead, they go to the time and effort of building the Hotel Royale and leaving him in it to die alone. Hmm. oh yes, we never meet the alien race that did this. At no point does any official production revisit this idea, and it's incredibly creepy simply because of the fact that it has like the general aesthetic of the phantasmal village premise, where you're like, oh, hey, here's a village that wasn't marked on our map. This place seems nice. And then you realize the village isn't real in some sense of the word. It's like, oh, it's an illusion created by magic. Ooh. It's that kind of a plot. And, you know, that is something that even in Star Trek is something weird and creepy as hell. Which, you know what, is something that you could have a lot of fun with in a plot, playing a TTRPG. Like, it's an impossible building in a place that there shouldn't be a building with people that shouldn't be there, and yet you have to figure out why it's actually real. But seriously though, a wall that you can't just cut a hole in with a phaser. Hmm, that's some weird super alien tech. And super alien tech was used to build the entire Casino Royale, and we never meet those super aliens. Really, really makes you wonder. Anyways, that's enough about this one. It's a concept that, in this form, doesn't get used often in Star Trek. The whole like super alien stuff from a civilization we don't understand, that's pretty common. The specific nature of this one, simulating an Earth-like environment for reasons that don't make sense. Oh yeah, that is what made it so creepy. Otherwise, it's just like a mildly mysterious thing. Like, oh, here's something we haven't seen before. In this case, it's like, oh, here's something that looks like something that doesn't belong here. What's going on? Oh yeah, that's that is something that you could have lots of fun with at a TTRPG. Alrighty, well, see you guys later.